Hey everyone, this is Minion from Minion's Army, and today's video is about how to win more wars and how to win more wars in the clan war leagues in general. Parrots moved up to Champions 2, and here are some replays from that, as well as some insights into the supplemental websites that Parrots uses to be more successful in wars. We have several P.E.K.K.A. Bobat attacks. A few of them are with a Warden Walk to start off, and then we have a few Dragbat attacks. So the supplemental websites that I'm talking about is we have Burntbasecom, Discord, Skitch, and also warmatch, as well as Google Sheets. But let's take a look here at the Parrots Discord server. So this is what our Discord server looks like if you're looking on a mobile. Here is zoomed in so you can see better. We have war rooms for general wars, and then we also have CWL war rooms for 5 different clans that operate out of Parrots, and here's just a look at the top. Well, it was the top 10, but I guess it was just 6 through 10 in that case. But what Parrots has is we have different channels for different purposes. One's for defensive things like, sharing bases that we might want to use in war. And then we also have the offensive bases, and we use a different channel for each base. So as we are planning our war attacks, we use an app called Skitch. It's a drawing app. So you take a screenshot of your base and then you can draw and plan out. This just really makes it easy for your clanmates to see what you're talking about. And so this is what one of our base channels looks like. We have that same sketch drawn out, and then we tag either the war generals, and in Parrot's case, everybody is so talented, we just go ahead and tag the clan. There's 15 of us or 20 of us in the war, and then we take a look at those drawings and those plans and make adjustments from there. Another supplemental website that we use is Burntbasecom. This is what it looks like on my mobile. Here is zoomed in. And I will link a card to this video so you can take a look at how this works. But basically you plug the data in for the bases, and it takes 13 different metrics that it does, and it tries to find it. It has a bot that links it to YouTube to find this base on YouTube. And this particular base was burnt, 10 out of 10 metrics for that. And then we could go through and we could take a look at each one of these bases. You do have to buy gems from burntbase.com to be able to view these replays, but it just depends on whether or not you want to do that or not. This particular base was beat with E-Drags, with Dragbat, with a P.E.K.K.A. Smash, with a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, with Hogs, and so the person who's planning on hitting this base can decide what they want to do. In the case of this particular player, so this is Chief from Parrots, he's coming in on this base after looking at some of the replays. He decided to do a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. To be fair, I watched all the replays from burntbase.com. It takes you right to the YouTube links from different channels, and Chief came up with his own unique strategy based on the fact that the directions of the sweepers, whether or not the infernos were set to multi or single, the location of the clan castle, location of the heroes, things like that Burnt Base doesn't necessarily key in on. And so he is coming in on this base, and if you refer back to his sketch, you can see that this particular attack went pretty well according to plan. So excellent hit, Chief. Came in and smashed the town hall, had Valks inside the wall wrecker, uses the jump spell. As you can see, instead of the Valks and the P.E.K.K.A.s beating up against the wall to hit that nearest defense, he has that jump down nice and early so that they will be pulled in to take care of that eagle, which is important for the bat portion of this attack. So the queen is still up and moving along. He has 4 bat spells and 2 freeze left in the pocket. The Warden and the P.E.K.K.A. are together. We've got the Valk over there at close to 3 o'clock right now where the bat wave is starting in. So he's going to work these bats clockwise around this base. As you can see, he has 2 wizard towers up, and he has 2 freezes. Right now, the first wizard tower he's approaching is distracted. He didn't need to use that freeze for that particular wizard tower, saved it for the second. And those bats, because there were so many and they were clumped so nicely, were able to take care of that second wizard tower pretty easily just with 1 freeze. So he probably didn't need to use the second freeze, but you never know. Go ahead and put it down on the Archer Towers. So excellent hit, Chief. Let's take a look at Enforcer's hit here. So Enforcer is coming in with a drag bat. He is going to start off with the king. He puts a giant down for the queen. So he's basically doing Sui Heroes. Has the giant down just to offer a little bit of protection for that queen. And has a wizard to help the queen along a little bit. And he just wants to clear off the side of that base, take out that AD for this drag bat attack. So the dragons are definitely going to do better with one less AD on the board. So she is proceeding on, and hopefully she can grab that next AD. But anyways, she didn't quite make it. Hit a giant bomb, or maybe the mortar took her out. I'm not sure. Starts off with the loons to help clear out any SAMs, and then brings the dragons in behind. Warden is set to air, and then we have the slammer coming in along the flank to take out that AD. So the 1 AD was pretty easy for the dragons to overwhelm early on while they still had health. He uses the Warden ability to help protect the dragons from the Giga Tesla bomb. And we've got 2 dragons on that other AD. They were able to take it out. So all the ADs are down at this time. We have the bats in. They were bombed off at the Eagle. And they took care of the Tesla farm pretty easy. So the bats are working from defense to defense. Wizard Tower's frozen. Wizard Tower is taken care of with the bats. The bats are now have all of the defenses off the board, and they can help with cleanup. So we've got several dragons on the board, as well as the bats and the warden taking care of business. Went ahead and pushed this off into double time mode, and we are on to the next attack. So another thing that we use in Discord is Discord again. And here I just want to share with you how we opted in and out of every war. This way I didn't have to track down 20 players. I could just say, everybody, I just did each day, and then I had them put a thumbs up or thumbs down as to whether they were available to CWL attack on that day. It was a little tricky with players who have double accounts, whether or not they wanted to use 2 accounts on the same day or whether they just wanted to fight with one. We went with 20 players or 20 accounts, and then we had a few subs, and it was a little bit thin. I mean, I have to say that that it makes it tough. So we had 2 players that turned out being unavailable for the CWL week. We had a couple players who had events or family things, family obligations that happened during the week, and then we have a couple players that real life happened and they weren't necessarily forming at peak performance, so they ended up sitting out for the remainder of the week. And I think next CWL, especially if we try to push on to Champs 1, we're going to have to roster more people and make it so that just those who are in true fighting form are, fighting on that particular day. Because you know what? It's a long week. CWL week, it's not like the CWL of old where, you're looking at one weekend, 2 attacks. I mean, you have to do every 24 hours, you're doing 1 attack and you're planning hard for that attack. Some of these plans took 4 hours long to plan. So here's another supplemental website. Supplemental website, Google Sheets. Just so you know, if you got this far along, you should subscribe to my channel. Anyways, I put the players' names, their triple percentages, and the player that was in yellow kind of ghosted on us. Turns out he was in the hospital with dengue fever. So, that happens. But it's just a way for the co-leaders to keep track of everybody, who's available, who's not, and all the rest, and which accounts they want to necessarily fight. If you have one fellow who has 2 max 12 accounts, he should be able to pick which one he wants to fight with. It might be based on, base design and things like that. All right, so Chief is coming in here again. We're looking at another P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. He is pushing in on the side, the 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock side, and he's got the enemy clan castle Lord, and he's continuing to move on. Uses the warden ability to push that wall wrecker in a little further, and he is using the queen to take care of the pups, the remaining pups that were in the enemy clan castle. Just a few more pups left. She's got them. They're within reach. So the bulk of the army is heading off to the south, and she goes ahead and she is working her way up there in the east. She took care of a wizard tower, got the archer tower, and now she's got the enemy queen with her ability, takes care of an expo. Now look at this base. It's already at 52%, and he still has 9 spells left, which is absolute smash. So he uses a few loons just to clear that area out. And here we go. We've got the bat wave working on in, and that bat wave is going to proceed around the base clockwise. He freezes the inferno. That inferno is down. As you can see, the reach on the other inferno, he's got that freeze down. He's got one more freeze left. And he goes ahead and he uses it for the wizard tower. So here's a base building design thing. If you can put that wizard tower and that inferno such that one freeze spell cannot take care of both of the defenses, a player has to decide, am I going to freeze the wizard tower or am I going to freeze the inferno? So a wizard tower can take out an entire flock of bats with its splash damage, and the inferno, because of the amount of damage it does per second, it only takes out 5 bats at a time, as there's just 5 streams to that multi-set inferno, but man, it can do it in a hurry. Here's Warmatch. Just want to take a look at the CWL week. It shows you the breakdown of all the clans that you're going to be fighting. French Vendetta only had 11 Town Hall 12, so we knew that that war was going to be a little easier for us. All right, so here is Surfer coming in. I probably should self-disclose that Parrots did lose the first war in the CWL week. I don't know what it is. I don't think we've had a CWL where we've ever won the first war, and there's been how many CWLs in a row. So we've got to get our act together for War 1. But we were down, so typically in CWL, you're hitting fresh bases, you don't know where the traps are, you want to go ultra conservative, you want to make sure you get the 2-star. However, with Surfer, we knew we had to have the triple. So he comes in here and he gets the job done for us. He is doing a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, and he is coming opposite the Town Hall, which is something that, you just don't do in CWL. You don't take that risk, but we had to. This is probably one of the attacks that won the CWL week for us. So here he comes in all clutch and takes care of the enemy clan castle troops. He's also engaging the enemy queen, and the enemy king is now coming in and trying to whack away at a ice golem, which is to our advantage. The P.E.K.K.A.s are chopping through the wall with the king, and then we also have the bowlers in there. Bowler bounce is doing damage to the town hall. P.E.K.K.A.s step up, and as you can see, they are going to take care of the skeleton traps. They're moving into the Tesla farm, I guess. It was 2 Teslas. They activated the tornado trap, got that out of the way for those bats, and those bats are going to work themselves around this base counterclockwise. He used a giant to distract the wizard towers. So the wizard towers you can distract. Inferno towers you can distract if you have 5 troops, because there's just 5 streams. But it's way easier to freeze them. And now we have an extra freeze in the pocket, and the queen and the bats and a P.E.K.K.A. on cleanup. So nice job, Surfer. Goes ahead and uses a swag spell on the clan castle. And definitely a job well done. Okay, here's a poll about Burnt Base. I put that on my other video. I'll link a card somewhere in this video to that video. And it was just a poll as to whether people thought that supplemental websites were fair play or not. And so far, 87% of the people who responded to that poll felt that Burnt Base was fair play, and most people who react and put comments in about Burntbasecom is that it's available to everybody. It's not just for certain clans, so it levels the playing field, because there are a lot of clans that have their own ways of cataloging YouTube videos and bases, and this just makes it open access and open source. You do have to pay for gems. You have to buy gems from Burntbasecom to pay for them, but $10 will get you 25 replays. So it's definitely, if you're trying to move your clan up, it might be something that you consider doing. And if you do that, you may also, if you haven't set up an account already, use the promo code Minion to get a free gem. So now we're watching this attack come in. It's a ring base. You got to love or hate them. So a ring base is basically what you're saying is, an anti 3-star base. So usually with a ring base, you end up either 3-starring or 1-starring. And, if you 2-star, it ends up being maybe due to a time fail that you end up with a 2-star. But the hard thing is to get in and take care of that town hall. Everything on this hit's pretty self-explanatory. You didn't need me to do the play-by-play, but you're looking at a nice freeze on the wizard tower. And bats on cleanup into double time mode. So I'm not skipping the cleanup anymore. I'll just push it off in a double time or quadruple time so that these replays are available on Burntbasecom. And on we go. So congratulations to Parrots to moving on to Champs 2. And thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Bye-bye.